Make the ground shake.
Remember that Centurion Oryx took right after you landed on the Dreadnought? Then the Centurion and the Taken Ogre tried to stop you from killing the king? Didn't work. So the Centurion's Bond brothers are pretty angry they lost their commander. They're leading a team to blow the Dreadnought's core. Core goes, most of the system goes with it. You're gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
Hello guys, gals, and guardians. Today we're gonna go over the Shield Brothers strike on the Dreadnought. Now, first things first, once we zone in, you're gonna wanna follow my path. And then I'll tell you what to do next. So, back before the Rise of Iron expansion came out, I would say this was probably one of the more difficult strikes to do if you were under the recommended light level. But now it's probably my favorite strike to do. So, now that I'm kind of going here, if you're, at the recommended light level, or you're running a faster subclass, you can just kind of run by all these ads over here, and not really have to deal with them. If you are under light level, and there is a Colossus standing in front of that door, I would hang back, either wait for your teammates to pull you in, or, be a little bit smart about it. So, next up, you're gonna go down into, further into the Cabal ship. And, so up here, there's either Taken or Cabal. You'll generally be able to tell the moment you step into the room. So what will end up happening, I actually joined two other guys as they were doing it here. So there's normally Scions where I'm standing right now, and they kind of come across from the other side of the ramp, or I don't know what you want to call it. And then there's a bunch of phalanxes or whatever else down by where I started, or how I came into the room rather. And then what I generally like doing is coming over to the right hand side, and I generally deal more with the ad control as my teammates do more of the DPS on that tank in the middle there. As you can see, I switched to the to a different type of sword that didn't really work out all that well for me. Sorry. So that's the one disadvantage. If you're gonna be on ad control, you're gonna want to make sure that you're not, doing anything too stupid. So as you can see, I'm gonna switch back to the Raise later, which is, in my opinion, a much better, it's probably the best sword. And this, I actually took this clip at the beginning of the Rise of Iron expansion, so I'm using some of the not so hot weaponry. I guess I can say while we're here and kind of just waiting for this to be over, it's probably one of the longer encounters in the strike. If you're if you have a Black Spindle or another high impact sniper rifle, there are actually a few different places on in this area that are actually like perfect for you to kind of just hang back and dump a bunch of shots into them, and you'll be all set to go. What else can I say? Really, grenades, rockets, all that kind of stuff aren't really the most useful weapons in this area. I would say that if you're on ad control, definitely go with one of the exotic swords, They'll help with like the higher level enemies and all. Throwing knives are absolutely useless. Supers help, but to be completely honest, I would save your supers. So really just use your sniper rifles, which are extremely effective, and if you have... I don't know how that happened. And if you have like a decent primary, that's definitely an option as well. So after you defeat this tank, I don't actually know why they even bring us into this room, because you're going to end up going backwards anyway. So, you know, there's normally a heavy ammo pack where me and this other guy on my team went. There wasn't anything there for me. I don't know if it's because I died or what, but you're going to come back and there's pretty much always going to be taken here. You really just need to kill the 3 guys that are on this ramp, and then you can kind of just skip the rest. And then you're going to run over to the right and up the ramp, and you're going to see Cabal and Taken, fighting for the bridge, and you're just going to ignore them and keep going until you get into this next room. For this part, and really for the rest of the strike, I wouldn't recommend using a sniper rifle. I only switched to one here because the other 2 guys on my fire team were using more close range stuff. So I generally pull out the sniper rifle and take care of the big guy out back. It is possible once you get to a higher light level to just, you know, hit him with a shotgun or whatever else, and you can take him out with like 3 shots. You just have to be more careful when you get close to the bigger guys. Yeah, so if you're still in the Taken King part of this, back there where there's a legionary, if you swing to the right, there is a calcified fragment back there. I actually wasn't planning on including that in the video, so I didn't actually stop there. But really, once you kill the Colossus, if you can maintain cover, you don't need to kill the rest of those ads either. And that's just a tip for people that are trying to, you know, get through the strike a little bit faster. And then a little bit more running until you get into this final room. This is probably, I would say, it's a really well-designed room. It's just for the purpose of, you know, like under-leveled players, it's not really the most beneficial to them. In the sense that there's no place for you to kind of hang out as your team does some damage and, you know, try damaging the boss from behind cover. You're really out in the open regardless of where you are. So like, you can see where I am right now. I'm kind of like on the inside of the map. And this serves as pretty good cover, I guess, but once the Rise of Iron expansion came out, it really doesn't help. Like, they can still hit you while you're inside. This fire guy is annoying as fuck. And so again, you just have to be on the lookout for ads, but because there is no place for you to cover, you're really at a disadvantage if you're under light level. So what if you are under light leveled, I would recommend jumping. I know it sounds pretty ridiculous to just say that you want to be jumping around, but as long as you're jumping, the bosses can't really hurt you all that much. So as you can see, like, I jumped, so I didn't die. If I hadn't jumped, I probably would have gotten killed. That guy's kind of just chilling in the corner over there, so I don't know if that's a cheese spot or not. Some people have said that there are some cheese spots in this map where you can kind of just stand and not worry about, you know, the brothers kind of coming to attack you. I don't know. I never really was a fan of cheesing anything. Kind of just get yourself out there and do the best that you can is really my policy. I mean, I've had fire teams where both the other guys were underleveled and I was like just at the recommended light level. So in a situation like that, you might want to, you know, change your strategy a little bit. So for the fire guy, you want to keep your distance. For this guy right here, Valis the Urn, or whatever his name is, you can actually get really nice and close. He will jump around from time to time, and I think in the Rise of Iron expansion, he's been stomping his feet or whatever, and creating a tiny little earthquake next to himself that will damage you differently based on what the modifiers are. So like, as you can see, he pretty much landed on me. But you can get in nice and close. If you have ammo in your sword, the raised lighter will pretty much, you can swing at him for, I don't know, like a couple times, and then he'll flee. Like, you'll finish the first stage in absolutely no time. What else can I say? There is, when you're doing these strikes on like the higher difficulties, there will be a lot of shielded cabal. So since solar types are generally good against the cabal, I would definitely recommend stocking up on those. So as you can see, the rocket guy will generally put rockets everywhere except for right next to himself, so that's always a good strategy, is to get right up nice and close, and then when you see him kind of rearing up to drop his foot, just run back and wait for him to move. Other than that, I really don't have anything more to say. It's really a lot of ad control, maintain your distance from this guy. Actually, the beneficial part of this strike is that you actually get 2 chances at exotics, if you guys are still using those 3 of coins that I mentioned. So 2 exotics is not shabby at all. I've actually gotten 2 exotics from the strike back to back. Again, there is no cover, so you kind of have to stay mobile and just, you know, keep your distance. Don't do anything too stupid. And you should be good to go, I would say. If you can find cover between when you kill the Flaming Brother and the ads spawn in, that's actually the perfect time for you to pop another 3 of coins. I know I didn't do it in this video. It's probably because I didn't have any at the time. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Targets are neutralized.
Somewhere, an awful long way from here, some Imperial flunky is getting a message. Word that these brothers are dead and they have no more ranking soldiers in our system. You made that happen, Guardian.
love me, love